Welcome to This Explainer. Right now, we're embarking on a spiritual journey into a living tradition of immense power. We're talking about the ancient and deeply enduring discipline of the Sikh Nihang Warriors. Take a deep breath with me for a second. Let's just step away from the frantic pace of our modern world. What we're about to uncover here isn't just some dusty history lesson. It's a profound blueprint for mastering the self, built on calm, reverent, and totally unshakable foundations.
When you picture a Nihang warrior, the visual is instantly striking. We're talking deep blue robes, traditional weapons, and this towering, fearless presence that literally commands absolute respect. Just looking at them, you can sense an unmatched confidence. But here's the thing. The most powerful weapon they actually wielded? It's entirely unseen, because behind that incredible external appearance lies a profound internal discipline that is way more formidable than any blade. Which naturally brings us to a really critical question. In a world of constant noise and distraction, how do you build an unbreakable mind? I mean, look around. We live in an era where our attention is completely scattered, where comfort quietly weakens our endurance, and where endless notifications dictate our every reaction. So today, we're going to bridge the gap. We're connecting their ancient, laser-focused world to our chaotic modern challenges to see exactly how the Nihang answer this very question.
Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1. Mastering the morning mind, the power of pre-dawn intentionality.
For Nihang, the daily battle for discipline starts way before the sun even breaches the horizon. Think about your typical modern morning. It's usually a state of constant reaction, right? Slapping alarms, checking notifications, basically drowning in noise before our feet even hit the floor. But in the Nihang tradition, waking early isn't some trendy productivity hack. It's a deeply sacred time. Those quiet, dark hours before dawn are specifically dedicated to cleansing the mind through reflection, prayer, and quiet focus. They connect deeply with their spiritual purpose while the rest of the world is still fast asleep.
And this leads us to a foundational philosophy. A warrior who cannot control the mind cannot control anything else. Let the heavy weight of that absolute truth sink in for a moment. If you don't conquer your own internal landscape, you are entirely at the mercy of the external world. True mastery? It always starts within.
Part 2. Purpose-driven physical strength, survival, service, and readiness.
You see, for the Nihang, physical fitness was never about looking good in a mirror. Not at all. It was a strict matter of survival. Their strength had profound meaning. Historically, they trained intensely in horseback riding, spear fighting, and traditional Gatka swordsmanship. If you've ever observed Gatka, the movements are incredibly fast, yet perfectly controlled and balanced. Every single action, every swing of the blade, every shift of weight, it demands absolute, unwavering focus. It's really a physical manifestation of a totally focused mind.
And equally, endurance had purpose. Having a strong body wasn't a luxury, it was a basic necessity. In their world, physical weakness wasn't just a personal failing, it was a severe liability to the entire community. You trained because your brothers relied on you to be capable. You trained to serve. And honestly, discipline becomes so much easier when your actions are deeply connected to a purpose way greater than yourself.
And this brilliantly illustrates true fearlessness. It's not the absence of fear, but rather confidence built through relentless preparation and spiritual grounding. Courage without preparation? That's just dangerous. But through endless repetition, through disciplined, intentional movement, the Nihang forged a profound calmness under extreme pressure. They didn't panic out there, because they had already fought the battle 1,000 times in their training.
Part 3. The core of spirituality, finding strength in simplicity.
So, one of the most overlooked, yet vital, aspects of the Nihang warrior is just how simply they lived. Think about today. We actively avoid hardship. We constantly seek convenience, quietly weakening our own resilience until even minor inconveniences feel catastrophic. The Nihang, however, embraced voluntary hardship. They expected difficulty, they accepted it as a given, and by doing so, extreme adaptability became entirely normal to them. Controlled discomfort builds a lasting resilience that simply cannot be easily broken.
Inner stability is far more powerful than any external aggression. For the Nihang, spirituality was never a weekend hobby or a side activity. It was the absolute foundation of everything. Prayer, humility, and devotion walked hand in hand with their fierce warrior identity, because they understood a crucial balance. Without spiritual grounding, physical strength merely rots into arrogance. True power always emanates from a stable, devoted core.
Part 4. Brotherhood and collective discipline,
Community over ego. Nihang discipline was never just a solo pursuit done in isolation. Their brotherhood was not symbolic, it was highly practical. While our modern culture obsesses over individual success and personal optimization, the Nihang system proved something entirely different. Living together, training together, sharing rigorous daily routines, it created an unbreakable web of accountability. When you share high collective standards with a group, it naturally reinforces courage, unwavering loyalty, and a level of resilience that an individual alone could never muster.
Part 5. The Unstoppable Identity. Knowing who you are.
So the crucial point is, we need to shift our focus entirely from what the Nihang do to who they fundamentally are. This right here reveals the ultimate secret to their endurance. Temporary motivation relies on fleeting emotions, right? It spikes when we're inspired and fades the very second things get hard. But identity-based discipline, that's permanent. The Nihang didn't wake up and try to be disciplined. Discipline was their identity. When you fundamentally see yourself as a spiritually grounded, strong, responsible warrior, your actions naturally align with that truth. You don't have to force the habit. You simply act like the person you already are.
Part 6. The Modern Warrior Mindset. Lessons for today's world. So, how does this ancient atmospheric wisdom translate for us today? Obviously, we aren't training for ancient battlefields with swords and horses. But make no mistake, the everyday challenges, distractions, and mental battles of our modern lives still require immense inner resilience. Wake with purpose, train the body consistently, strengthen the mind daily. Stay spiritually grounded, embrace discomfort occasionally, build discipline through repetition, and serve something bigger than yourself. We live in an increasingly unstable, distracting world. Adopting even a few of these ancient, grounded principles will build an impenetrable fortress of inner stability within you.
Unstoppable people are not born differently. They are shaped daily through disciplined action. The routine of the Nihang isn't ultimately about the cinematic visuals of weapons and robes. At its true beating core, it's about the absolute mastery of the self. Consistency shapes strength. Faith shapes the mindset.
Which leaves us with one final thought, one deep, echoing question to carry with you as we conclude this explainer. In an age of scattered attention, how will you master yourself today? The ancient traditions of the Nihang warrior prove that true greatness, true fearlessness, isn't an accident of birth. It is an intentional, daily choice. The path has been laid out by warriors of the past. The choice of who you will be today is entirely yours.